Hello and welcome back to Let's Make a Square. So today we're going to make what I consider to be maybe a traditional kind of a granny square, a good start. So in the first tutorial I used this lovely blue. So we've got two shades of double knit this time. We're going to be using a size 4mm hook. You've got your yarn needle and scissors also for finishing off. So let me just drop these out of the way to get started. So we're going to start, as always, we're going to start with just a magic ring. So holding that, we're going to go in and we're just going to pull through. Now taking your longer end, you're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so from here you're going to make 3 UK treble stitches. US times it is a double crochet again, so you're going to go in through into the ring, draw through 2, draw through 2. So you're going to do 3 posts like this, and then you're going to create a corner as we did in our first tutorial, just by making 2 chains. And then you're going to crochet under, through, under, draw through 2 and through 2 again. So you're going to keep doing until you've got 3 posts in this section. So under and 3. You're going to make your next corner, chain 2. We're going to do one more section of 3 treble crochets. So hook under into the ring, under and through, under through 2, under through 2, under into the ring, through 2 and through 2. So one more. Okay, so now you're going to do 2 more just chain stitches to create your last corner. So you'll see here we need 2 more posts, so you're going to work a treble and then you're going to work one last treble. So under into the ring, draw through, so you draw through 2, draw through 2. Now from your first chain 5 you're going to count up and you're going to do a slip stitch into the 3rd chain, so that creates your corner. From here what we're going to do is slip stitch into the 2 chain space just to bring your yarn across a little. So you've got a nice square. You can tighten it up now or later, whichever. So we're just going to do another round like this. So you're going to start off with a chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to work 3 trebles into this corner, so into this big space, your 2 chain space, you're going to work 3 trebles. So there's your first, under into the space and draw through, under, draw through 2 loops, draw through 2. So now you've got your 3 trebles and your 5 chain posts, which you'll be making your final little cluster at the end. So now you're going to skip each of these 3 treble posts and you're going to work into this next corner. And what we're going to do is you're going to do your 3 trebles, you're going to do 2 chain to make a corner and 3 trebles all into this space. So in, draw 3, draw through 2, draw through 2. You can see with the first one that it's sort of bringing it across at an angle, which is great because this will be a space that you work into in your next round. So here we go. So in. Okay, there's our first little section. So you've got your 2 chains to make a new corner, and then we're going to do 3 trebles. So under, in, through, under, through 2, under, through 2, under, in, through, under, through 2, under, through 2, under, in, through, under, through 2, under, through 2. So now you've got your second corner made, and you can see how with the 2 chain it's able to go around nicely. So now we're working the same into the next corner. So you're going under, in, through, under, through 2, under, through 2. Do this 3 times, 3 trebles, and then you've got your 2 chain corner, 3 trebles, under, in, through, under, through 2, under, through 2, under, in, through, under, through 2, under, through 2, under, in, through, under, through 2, under, through 2. Okay, so we're going to do the same into our next corner. So you'll work 3 trebles into this space, your 2 chains, and then your 3 trebles again. Two chain, 3 treble. Don't forget, when following tutorials, you can pause, you can adjust your playback speed, whatever works for you. So we've got back round to our first one. So what we're going to do to finish this little section is you're going to work 2 trebles into that first 2 chain space, just like so, and then you're just going to slip stitch into 1, 2, into the 3rd chain. I like to go through 2 posts at the back. Oops, draw through. So there we go. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to add in our colour. I thought I would use the blue for my first one so that they coordinate. So you're going to bring in this, and we're going to do kind of like a slip stitch join. So we're going to slip stitch. This time you're going to draw through your blue yarn. So slip stitch your blue yarn into that corner. Now at this point you can trim your first colour, and we'll sew that in at the end. I'm just going to leave that where I can get it for later. So now you've got your new colour in, don't worry about the ends hanging down the back. We're going to start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains. So these will get sewn in once we've finished our little project along with your magic tail. So we're just going to do the same again. So each corner you've got your 5 chains, so we're going to work our 3 trebles into this. 1 treble, 2 trebles, 3 trebles. Okay, so now you've got a chain space right in the middle. So you're going to do 3 trebles into this space. You only need 3 because it's in the middle. We do the 3, 2 chain 3 on the corners. Okay, so now we've got that. So you're going to do your corner. So you've got 3 treble posts. So through 2, through 2, under, in, through 2, through 2, under, in, through, under, through 2, and through 2. And then we're going to do 2 chains for the corner and straight back into this 2 chain space. Oh, not sure what's happening with my camera yet, so just forgive me 1 second. So we're into our middle section, so it's just 3 trebles onto this section, and then in your corner we're going to work 3 2 chain 3. So 1 under, in, through, under, through, 2, under, through, 2, to in, through, under, through, 2, under, through, 2. I kind of use this like a mantra, because if you are new to crochet, then something that sort of kind of sticks a bit like a brainworm, then it will help you in future to, what is it I need to do? So yes, under, in, through, under, through, 2, under, through, 2. Hopefully this repetition will just help you to know what you are doing. Okay, so we've got another corner done. It's looking lovely. So we're going to work into the next part. It's just going to be 3 trebles. I love making squares because they just grow so quickly, so you might only have time to work through 1 or 2 squares a night, maybe not even that, but at the end of the week, when you've got a small pile, you can feel quite accomplished. And then when it comes to deciding what projects you're going to make at the end of it all, it's amazing, because that really comes together. The squares are already made, you're just putting them together. So always great for not quite sure what you want to do. Make a few squares, inspiration will follow. That's usually what I do. So we're sort of on the last little section here. Okay, so background to our first part. So what we're doing here, just to join, we're going to do 2 trebles into this chain space. Okay, drawn through, keep those out of the way. So we've got 2 trebles, and remember that we are joining into the 3rd chain, which is about here. So just joining into the 3rd chain with a slip stitch. So you just bring that through too. So like I say, those threads hanging down, they will all get magicked away at the end. So here we go. It's looking quite nice so far. So just having a look compared to your first square, you know. So what I might do here is bring back our first colour. So I'm going to trim off just like so, and I'm going to bring our first colour in just by doing a slip stitch join. So into the gap, into the chain space, and you're just going to be drawing through. So essentially we've got our new colour back. Now we've got a few threads going on at the back. Do not worry about this, they can all be tidied up later on. So now what we're going to do our beginning chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you're going to work 3 trebles onto your 2 chain space. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now you're going to see that you have 2 sections to work a treble cluster. So we're going to do 3 trebles into the first gap. Okay, so under, in, through, under, through 2, under, through 2. Into your next gap you're going to work another 3 treble cluster, and then move back to a corner. So 3 trebles, 2 chain, 3 trebles, 1, 2 and 3, your 2 chains, and 3 trebles. Okay, I was looking at my phone just to see that I could see everything. Okay, so into your next space. I'd love to be able to tell you what these colours are. The first one I've had in my stash for a while. I just didn't know what I wanted to do with it. The second one, I am not sure if this is the shade Peach or Honey, but this is a Women's Institute yarn. I always go for these. They knit or crochet up so nicely. They're probably one of my favourites, to be fair. Okay, back into our next corner. So it's looking good, isn't it? So 3 trebles, two chain, 3 trebles, okay, so we've got 2 more spaces to work into, so 3 treble cluster for each. This is a lovely simple square to do. Really, I feel like when you are addicted to making squares, granny squares of any kind, really the world is your oyster. There's so many different things that you can do. I hope to explore a few. I kind of swing between crochet, knitting and various other crafts. Jack of all trades, my mum always used to say. Master at none. So here we go. Into our corner. We've got 3 trebles. 2 crochet, 2 chain, sorry. 3 trebles. That's when you realise it's time for another cup of coffee. Okay. And then we're coming along our last little section. So you've got 3 chains. Oh, sorry, 3 trebles. Definitely need that coffee. Okay, so here we go. We've now got back to our starting 5 chain. So as on previous rounds, you're just going to work into this space. Just be careful with all of your little tails hanging down to keep them out of the way. So I usually hold them like so, just hold them out of the way. So in, and you're going to draw through 2, draw through 2, and then same again, and you can do a little slip stitch into 1, 2, 3 chain, to finish off that round. So this, so far, I'm just going to measure it in terms of our first square, so you can see if we add another round of this, that's going to make it too big. So what we could do here is we can finish off by doing just a round of single crochet. So we're going, well, in fact we don't even need to, we can just chain 1, and then you can do some single crochets or double crochets. Double crochet in UK terms, single crochet in US. I've been reading so many different patterns recently for my own projects that I get a bit confused. So you're in 1 and 2 and 3, I think, and then you can work a double crochet into the top of each post of the stitch before. So you're just working into the top of each one. So as I've said in before, you're just going to see you've got like 2 loops. You're going in, you can see like a little stitch underneath, and then it's like a double over the top. So you're going in there, just pulling through, doing your double crochet stitch all the way around. So I'll work away around, and I'll just see you in a minute when we've done that. When you get to the corner, we'll work 3 double crochet and double crochet in each stitch around. Okay, so I've done double crochet all the way around, and I think that's probably about right. Perfect for the other square. Now, I mean, there's going to probably be, I'm going to say, a different amount of stitches when it comes to putting them together. We'll worry about that later, no problem. So I'm going to trim this and just pull it through, and then we'll use our yarn needle to finish off. And then we have 2 beautiful squares. So I'm just going to go into the loop here, so the very first double crochet that we've done, and then I'm going to go into the middle and just pull it through, so nice and invisible. Okay, so as always, it comes to finishing in all the ends. So I've said this before, I will say it again, I always like to go through, just, you spent the time doing the square, you don't want it to come undone. So I always go down till we've got like a section where you've got a few in a row where you can just bring your needle through, and then I kind of skip over this first stitch and go into the next and take it through again. So what I'll do is I'll do this with all of the ends. See you again in just a wee second. Okay, so now we can see that all ends have neatly been sewn in. My advice to you here is, I am the world's worst. I love making things. I love knitting. I love crocheting. I hate sewing them in. So I tend to work away. I have 100 squares and they all need to be sewn in. So then I end up spending a day sewing in, doing the one thing I do not enjoy. So do it as you go. We've got some beautiful squares here. Keep it as you go. They're the same size. Oh, help if I had them squared. So same size, work as you go, keep it nice and tidy, and then when you decide what you want to make at the end, well then, all ready to go. Thank you for sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Good luck. Maybe send me some pictures, leave some pictures in the comments, let me know how you're getting on. Perfect. Thank you. Bye bye.